Okay. Should be live again. Sorry, everyone. Technical difficulties. We're gonna basically chop off. We're gonna say we're done with the first segment there, because that was the end of my thoughts. I think we all knew where that was going. We're just gonna roll right in the second one. Whenever you guys are ready.
Did I open this? Shit, I guess I did. Fuck, July is over.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta fucking pay bills tonight. God.
It's the worst.
I'm gonna figure out what the fuck to do for my wife's birthday.
Uh-oh.
Yep. You know, there's a song for what you could do.
Mm-hmm. Is it by Tenacious D by any chance?
No.
Ah, that's better. Look less like a ghoul.
Lonely Island.
Okay, that song.
1. Cut a hole in the box. 2.
I'm talking about my lack of fucking
Make her
American
open
culture.
the box. That's the way you do it.
Yeah, you want to talk about my lack of American fucking culture? There's another one for you.
What, dick in a box?
Lonely Island in general.
Both of their albums are good.
It's music. I don't think there's any boundaries on music.
You say that.
Import-export laws are weird.
Yes.
What?
So good.
It's not like we're trying to get Moose D horny over here.
That's true.
That was a #1 hit in the UK.
I know. I heard South Park the album.
All right,
that's probably the best skit they did in that album.
Let's knock this thing out so Moon and I can stop melting.
Okay, ready when you are.
Alright, you ready? Ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for July 24th, 2017. Fable Fortune for the Xbox One and PC.
Man,
yeah,
it's a Fable trading card game. This
Who wanted this?
Yeah,
nobody.
This didn't need to happen because, like, the Elder Scrolls trading card game doesn't do well. A Fable one isn't. Hearthstone has it right now. You don't need to do it. We're good.
Yeah, Hearthstone and Magic. That's all you need. Hearthstone, digital Magic, real.
I'm excited for Gwent because they're taking a different approach. They're making it also PvP focused, but they're also putting like a 40-hour single-player campaign in there. That sounds pretty cool. I would be down for that.
Me too.
Neat.
Yeah.
All right. That also leaves us with Fortnite for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
I'm super excited for this game because this seems like a real Monday night game. You know, shooting zombies, building buildings, and looting cities, and the only thing I wish they would have gotten around is their language for their, are they calling it the early release package or whatever? Basically, it's an early access that you're buying a box for. It reminds me a lot of like Ark and some other games that do that, where it's not quite done yet, but it's in a position where, you know, it's feature complete and they're still kind of building the rest of the stuff on it. So
yeah, that's kind of why I've been seeing it pop up on Xbox dashboard so much.
Yeah.
All right, Pyre for the PlayStation 4.
This is the Supergiant Games, who made Transistor and Bastion. They're making a turn-based RPG.
Oh, I remember hearing about this. Yeah,
it looks really good. It's only $20. It seems like that's about half the price it should be. But I'm gonna keep an eye on this one. I can't really afford to buy it now, but it looks super good. And that studio obviously is talented. I mean, they've gotten 2 out of 2. They hit it. So
yeah. Well, hey, Pikmin for the thirds.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, this is a 2D platformer featuring Olimar and some Pikmin.
Oh, come on.
It seems like a very weird release. I don't...
Yeah, Nintendo do weird things with their franchises, though. I mean, look at the weird Mario versus Donkey Kong Lemmings game they did.
Yeah, man, I loved that first Mario versus Donkey Kong, the one on Game Boy Advance. It was such a cool, like, platforming puzzle game, and then they turned it into basically Lemmings, which is still good, but it's kind of not as good as the other stuff. Very weird. All right, let's move on to news stories. Bethesda and id have put out Doom patch 6.66. And
of course.
that retires the season pass. So now all the multiplayer DLC is free. So that 40 gigs you've downloaded already for your Doom install, making it now like 100 and something gigs. Now you can just access that. It's like a couple of maps and some extra guns and multiplayer. Some playable demons, armor sets, and you're not playing the multiplayer anyway.
Just really quick for the record on this Doom update.
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty religious about keeping my games up to date, just in case I ever get the need to play one. And we do everything digitally, so I don't have to worry about sticking a disc in. So anytime there's an update, I click update. So Doom has already been updated about 5 or 6 times for me.
Yes.
There was another update 2 days ago or 3 days ago that was 60 gigs.
Sorry.
So, here's the thing. I know Xbox One doesn't patch the same way as PS4, and this always comes up when Destiny patches, because Destiny says, like, I have 20 gigs to patch, and it looks at what you have and patches, like, downloads just the end of it. I know Xbox One doesn't do that, so you legitimately got a 60 gig patch of new stuff. What the hell?
Yes. And Doom has already been updated for me. Like, I played it after the DLC had come out, or after the first 2 or 3 had come out. I played it. I updated it with that DLC. I updated it when the next DLC came out, just in case I wanted to go and play it again when the next DLC came out. I keep these things up to date so that then I can literally just load it and not have to wait. And all of a sudden, literally 60 gigs.
250 gigs later. I'm ready to play Doom.
I'm actually curious to see what the size of that is now. I would not be surprised if that is my biggest game on my hard drive as of this moment.
Yeah. I have all the DLC in Destiny, and it's not nearly that big. God, that's insane. So go play Doom multiplayer. I heard it was fine.
Yeah.
Now it's all free.
I mean, to be honest, good job on them making it free. Don't care. Don't play. I don't care about the multiplayer. I legitimately don't. That single player game is enough for me.
If you bought the season pass, as long as it wasn't like last week, you probably got all the content out of it that you were gonna. I'd be surprised if you bought the season pass if you're still playing Doom. If you are, great. I mean, you're clearly having fun, but you know.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they removed it for people that have purchased it recently for cheap. Speaking of another good game you can buy for cheap, Titanfall 2, adding a 4-player cooperative wave survival mode called Frontier Defense.
Oh, so they're adding that again. That's cool.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, they did this in the first Titanfall. After the first round of DLC for first Titanfall had come out, they inserted Frontier Defense into that too, and it was a genuinely fun game. Like, it was a great mode because it's like 4 super OP Titans against like waves and waves of dudes and Titans that aren't as OP. Like, it was legit fun. So I'm glad to hear it's back.
I'm glad to hear they keep supporting this game. Like, they'll say, hey, by the way, this month we have another Titan coming out. Oh yeah, and it's still free. Oh, we have Frontier Defense coming out. Oh, that's still free too. It's like, well, that's great.
Yeah, good on them.
Keep putting out more free stuff.
Glad.
I should probably play that game some more.
Yes, you really should. I can't believe how much EA have flip-flopped from being the company responsible for online passes to, hey, all of our DLC is free now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the polar opposite of online passes. Everything's free forever. So,
you know what's weird? They're like Ubisofting it now.
Yeah.
They're like, whatever. I don't care.
Or you can put out some stuff.
You like playing this? here's some stuff.
Yeah, here's some free cool stuff.
And then as soon as everyone else figured out, oh wait, we can make money doing that. Okay.
Okay,
and then the person that originated is like, let's just do it for free, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ubisoft do it because obviously they're French, and French are very laissez-faire about their attitude towards life, generally speaking. I think this is the legalization of weed in California.
I'm going to need you to explain
enough.
that one, I think. Welcome to TVGP.
This
Only the hottest of analogies.
Yes.
is what happens when edibles are introduced into the workplace.
It's true. And the last news
that board meeting had to have been pot brownies.
Maybe.
For this to go through at EA.
Yeah. Just slip it under the door. And last but not least, Telltale announced 3 new seasons for a bunch of different games. Wolf Among Us 2, which it sounds like they are keeping good of their promise of not explaining the end of that first one, which I don't know what it is because I still haven't finished it. They're just gonna make another one of those, so that's good. Batman is getting a sequel called Batman: The Enemy Within. That I have recently purchased the first season of Batman because it was super cheap on PS4, so I will need to play that sooner than later. And the only subtitle that could make me excited for it, The Walking Dead: The Final Season.
Yay!
Put a stamp on it. We're done. Probably for good reason.
But I heard they're not going to make any more for Tales of the Borderlands.
Yeah, there was an interview lately that was really interesting because they said, like, look, we know. We loved it too. You guys loved it. Everybody's good. We don't have the rights to that. That's for Gearbox. So if they want all those people to be in something again, they need to do it, or they gotta come to talk to us again. So we can't make more of those. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I know, but could you just do it anyway?
Yeah.
That would be great.
I mean, I still need to play so many of them. I've got like every Telltale game released on my Xbox. I still need to continue playing them.
Yeah.
But according to my wife, Walking Dead Season 3 is actually not a bad season. Like, it's a pretty good season.
Yeah, I heard Season 2 wasn't super, but I heard 3 was pretty good.
I liked 2. It was good, but it was nowhere near the standard of 1. I think 1 is probably... Obviously, I haven't finished.
Real high water
I
mark.
think that's a false equivalency, because with 1, we didn't know what we were going to get.
Sure.
I think that was more of a surprise than it was an amazing game.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't make lightning strike twice.
Because now that's what your expectation was, because it still has that hype of being surprised. So I think it's falsely remembered better than it probably really is.
Yeah. No, I think, to be honest with that, is I think the thing with me and 1 is they managed to make me feel such a strong emotional connection with those characters.
Yeah.
Whereas they haven't managed to do that with any of the other games. Like, I played Season 2 and I liked it, but I didn't care about half. There's only one character in that season I cared about, and that was Clementine, and that was residual caring from Season 1.
Well, and that's what I thought.
Clementine in 3?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
So it's following Clementine. Okay.
Did really well with Tales from the Borderlands. Is I think that's when Telltale has trouble because they won't fix their engine for the love of God.
Yes, please Telltale.
But like, I think that's one of the strongest points of Tales from the Borderlands is I genuinely care about that motley crew of horrible people in this Borderlands universe, and that's when Telltale makes great games. It's not.
Yeah.
It's the writing is solid. The engine is not great. They put out 500 episodes of the Minecraft one, and now there's another season of that out. But when they write good characters and they make me care about those characters, like, that's when Telltale really comes out swinging. It sounds like that's sort of what happened to Knobs 2 in the Batman game, shockingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, shockingly, they had a really great twist in that game.
Yeah.
Which hopefully I didn't spoil that for anybody.
I don't think so.
I still don't know what it is, so no.
Yeah, probably not. All right, let's move on to questions. We have a bunch of questions here in the Discord chat.
Also, really quick reminder, Boston, just before we get started, remember to send questions for the question show.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that at
mention.
the beginning like I had wanted to. So I have to go out of town over a long weekend in November. So I'm saving some people's questions that are coming in that are sort of timeless questions for that November episode. So if I don't read your questions off, I have them. They're getting saved. And if you want to send in some for those episodes, please send them in and just title the email like questions episode or something. And I'll set those aside in the show notes and we will address those in 4 months' time. Superman Socks writes, that's still a great name.
It's a great name.
With Castlevania on Netflix and The Witcher coming, what games would you like to see turned into a TV series instead of making awful films? I'd love to see a Mass Effect series. That would be awesome. That could be a pretty cool like Monster of the Week.
Well, we're kind of getting that with Seth MacFarlane's new show.
Oh, are we? Oh, is that coming out?
Yeah. I forgot the name of it, but it's weird.
What series would I like? Mass Effect is a good choice.
I don't know, man. That anime of Castlevania was
shockingly good.
That was. Oh.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I'm pulling a blank on a lot of it. Like, the first thing that popped into my head is make me a Doom anime.
That'd be great.
Like,
it'd be kind of one note.
A lot of.
Yeah, it would be a lot of.
Make an animated Oxenfree series, 4, 5, 6 episodes.
Yeah, that would be a good call. I mean, you said I think we talked about it on the show for that. They're trying to work with a movie, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, they need to get an anime, something regarding BlazBlue or Guilty Gear, because I need to know what the hell's going on in that universe.
That's fair. Yeah, just the Cliff's notes
true.
of why do these guys hate each other? The one's red, one's blue.
What is a gear? What is this?
One thing I'd love to see is I'd love to see a live action Titanfall.
That would be awesome.
Like
in the commercials where they're just kind of walking behind the dude.
Yeah, and we know that you can do stuff like that because I can't remember his name now, but the director who did the Halo shorts, like those things look incredible. Like those things were done on kind of a small budget and they still look great. Like the live action commercials for the Halo games. I thought you were going to
say Pacific Rim. I was like, yeah, just make that.
Oh, well, Pacific Rim is another great example of it. But yeah, give me a live-action TV series about Titanfall, about different planets, different battles taking place on these different frontier locations.
Yeah.
Seeing
Time
these armies,
watches.
Battlestar Galactica. Take that hint.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's hard because we're getting more and more video game movies and TV shows and stuff, and shorts and stuff that are now they're moving into the territory of not terrible or the worst thing ever. So I feel like when somebody says, "Oh, we're gonna make a Witcher live action series," I go, "Oh, okay, I could sort of see that."
It's kind of getting the realm the way comic book movies started off. Like it started getting those like a little marked improvement, a little bit. Then they got one right. I don't think they've got one.
We don't have our first X-Men movie yet, where we're like, oh, hey, that was good. All right.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to T-Bomb Rocks has a question here. I purchased Fortnite, and stating on the menu it's a beta. We just talked about it a little bit. This has also happened with Marvel Heroes Omega. How do you feel about buying full-price games that are called betas? Is this just another name for early access? Side note, both games are really good. Or really great.
I don't like it. I absolutely hate it. I've got no problem if you label it as early access. I think I discussed this when I've mentioned Elite Dangerous. They brought that game out at an early access point on the Xbox, and I paid up front for it because I was interested in the full game. I didn't play it much until it went full game, but as far as I'm concerned, if you're selling me a product, it cannot have alpha, beta, or any of that written anywhere on the title screen unless stated that when you're buying it. And, I understand why they do it, but still, it screams of this has been in development too long. We need to make money off this now.
Oh, that, or yeah, the final push, or just release a demo.
Well,
when did that stop being a thing?
I feel like there's a little bit of disconnect here, because a lot of games have done this where you can buy, like I think Battleborn did it too, where you can buy like an early access, founders pack. That's what it's usually called a lot. I think the disconnect here is that's usually digital. So it's like, okay, I get it early and it's in early access, but I get all these skins and these extra characters and I get all this in-game currency. I think the trouble is when you go buy a boxed copy. Like I can go to Best Buy and I can get a $60 box copy of Fortnite and I pop in and it says beta. I don't have a problem with it, but I think there's a disconnect there between I bought a finished game in a box. Why is it a beta? I don't think we have a language for I bought like an early access thing. But the other side of the coin here, I think, is No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is a game that I liked. 100% should have been in early access, but instead came out in a $60 package that was really thin on content, to sort of put it kindly. I feel like that's the other side of the coin, where it's like, that's not a beta, but when you look at it, it's like, you still have a lot of work to do here. You might be feature complete, but I feel like the expectation of Fortnite is there's a lot more content coming, and there's a lot more active fixes. When you look at something like No Man's Sky, it's like, is this done baking for you guys? Like, are we done?
Are you happy with this?
Yeah, like, are we done with this?
I mean, I understand why developers do it, and I get it. Video games are expensive to make, and problems crop up every day. And I'm not trying to say that they're not doing their job by, quick enough or anything like that, because based on everything you hear about people working in the industry, it can occasionally be a hellhole to work in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it reduces my trust in you as a consumer. If I pick something up and it's not specifically stated that it's not finished yet, then I don't trust you anymore. In that kind of situation.
Here's a question. If you went to Best Buy and you saw that on the shelf, and here's Fortnite in a box for $60, let's say, and there's a big sticker on it, like a big pink sticker that says, buy this for beta access, would that be the language that would make you feel better about it?
The problem with that is they would phrase that in such a way where, like the way you've just phrased it, for example, what that puts across is, this box will give you early access to the beta. Like, that's more like a pre-order sticker you'll see on things. Whereas, I understand they can't do 2 runs of the game, one with beta on it and one without.
A Soulman in chat says Founders Edition. That's a really good. On the back of the box it says you get to play it early and help us develop it, and you get all these bonuses. I think what we're dialing down to is what I said earlier. We don't have the language. We have a language for an open beta and all that. I think we're getting close to Founders Edition meaning something. So maybe that's, this is the Fortnite Founders Edition. It has a lenticular cover and it has a little gold stripe that says, ooh, Founders Edition. But
even if the sticker on it says Early Access Edition or Founders Edition or, pre-release version or anything like that, then they would find some marketing spin on it to make it sound better.
Sure.
But I to be honest, the biggest concern for me is I don't understand why they're putting a game on a disc if it's still a beta. Like, that is the part that troubles me.
Why bother pressing it? And then, and that's a lot with a lot of the games with like the day one patch BS or
the day one patch has a reason.
Well, I get that now. I mean, before, like, when you're just not releasing a finished game now.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like a day one patch has been resolved, because thankfully developers now are coming out and saying, like, look, we have to put this thing on a disc 2 months before that, and then we don't get to do nothing. Like, we're continuing to improve the game, and when it comes out, like Final Fantasy 15, it's like 15 gigs. It's sort of like, well, but if it comes out and it's like a gig, it's like, okay, that's bug fixes and stuff like that. But
I can understand.
I feel like part of the the problem too with Fortnite is it's a Cliffy B game, if I remember correctly. This is Cliffy B's new studio.
Yes, I believe it is.
I feel like if this came out, if like Titanfall 3 came out and it was a Founders Pack, or there was the next Call of Duty could come out 2 months earlier and it was just multiplayer only and it had a Founders Pack, I feel like that would be a little bit better because you could, the studio is going to stay around. When you look at, to be blunt, when you look at Fortnite, if it doesn't sell well enough, it's
gone.
Is this where it's going to stop? It might not have the money behind it like something like Battleborn does, where you can start making more of it free to play to kind of account for the fact that maybe it didn't sell up to expectations. But if Fortnite doesn't do well, is this the package? Does beta never get pulled off? Is it like Gmail for a decade? Does beta never get peeled off of that loading screen or not? So I feel like this is the season pass, online pass sort of thing where it's, do people like this? Do people want to buy this? Is this something that the industry can suffer or not? Or is it gonna be like this? Don't press a disc. It's confusing for people.
Yeah.
Just release it digitally. Then people won't have the same confusion. Maybe it'll be fine.
I mean, even games that only get digital-only releases these days, they do well enough for themselves that they don't have to worry about it. Friday the 13th, I believe, was digital-only.
I think so.
And that did fantastically well. I think, especially with Fortnite, the problem is you've been hearing about Fortnite for 4 years.
It's been in development for so long.
Exactly,
yeah.
And that's what makes me wary about it. Is I've been hearing about this for 4 years now. You're releasing a disc that has beta in it. No. Something's not right here. And I'd do the same with any developer. If Ubisoft released the next Assassin's Creed and it was a beta when it came out on disc, my instinct is no. I need to know upfront. Is it beta or not? That will affect my buying decision.
Yeah, is it done
whether or not I'm going to pick something up.
Well, and I think one of the things too is, if you want to release a game digitally and then release something physically, there's always a company like Limited Run Games. You can work with them and release a Founders Edition of Fortnite on disc. But it just comes with the beta on there, and patch it from there. So I don't know. I feel like this is maybe the tip of the spear for some more growing pains here, but we'll have to see if Founders Edition catches on, maybe. But speaking of Soulman, he sends in a couple of lightning round questions here. Unreal Tournament 99 or 04?
Oh no, that's like choosing my left hand or right hand.
I can go quick here. Neither, because I haven't played either.
Oh my god!
I'll vote for 04. I think there's more meat on that bone.
I think 99 was probably the perfect proof of concept. I still think Unreal Tournament 2K4 is perfect.
There's
that
so
might be
much stuff in there.
Best shooters I've ever played.
So TVGP says 04. Tiger 2007 or Lynx 04? God, Sophie's choice, dude.
Neither, because I haven't played either.
Oh, I hate you so much right now.
Me or Soul Man?
No, Soul Man.
Yeah,
God, those are so different games too.
I'm sort of leaning towards Lynx because it was a fire that burned bright for such a short amount of time, and it was so good.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm probably gonna go with Tiger because there was so much fun to be had in that game playing golf.
Yeah. Yeah, Lynx was almost like the Forza of golf games. It's leaning more towards the sim end, but it's not a total sim. Where Tiger was leaning more towards the arcade end, but it's not a total arcade game. And last question, Final Fantasy 10 or 12? 12, come on, bro.
Don't care.
Yeah. Just say 12.
10.
12.
How dare you?
But if we're gonna go the Final Fantasy route, 8.
I can buy that. 8
with the guns. Is 8 with the gun swords?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yes, it is. 8 is so criminally underrated. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it. 8 is good.
Yes.
10 is, 12 is
that's
better.
An episode all by itself.
Yeah, check
8
out
is the
Pop
best.
RPG Love. All right, that's all of our questions this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for writing in. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Email us, tvgpfans@gmail.com. Tweet us at tvgp. Post your questions in the podcast questions thread or channel on the Discord server. Don't forget to mark any questions that you want us to answer in the listener questions episode later this year. And everything else on the right-hand side of the page.
Just like those questions we just got would have been perfect.
That's true.
Don't forget to join the forums. Don't forget to mark yourselves on the map. Join us for our game nights, Monday night, 10 p.m. EST. Did I really almost say ESP?
Yes, you did.
All right. Monday night, 10 p.m. at the ESPN.
Yeah. The Ocho.
Yeah, ESPN 8, the Ocho. On the Xbox One on Monday nights. Tuesday's Destiny on PlayStation 4 in and around 10 p.m. Standard Pacific something.
Especially
time.
after September 9th.
Yes. Sometime after theirs.
Yeah.
Wednesday's Rocket League on the PlayStation 4. Thursday night, Steam Game Night. Probably get some UT 2K4 going.
There you go.
Rehash those great memories.
Yep.
And, yeah, join us, find us over the weekend. Don't forget to join the Discord server. A lot of good chatting going on there. I might be there sooner or later.
Someday. And don't forget our game club game for this month is the ever classic Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Go play it. The Xbox One 360 BC version I think is the one to play. No slowdown, no loading times. You don't get to play around the loading screen though. That's sort of a bit of a bummer, but you don't get it to twist and turn like you could on the PS1. But don't forget to watch the show live, twitch.tv/E1M Network, that video game podcast on YouTube. That's all we got. We'll see you all next week.
Laters.
I
I only have one title. How many do you have, Moon?
think 8.
Great. You can save us.
Save us? I didn't say any of them were good.
Well, are any of them ever really good?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it safe? The look of the knobs. It's a triple event. Boston in a party. Which knobs can do that sound better than I can. Tell me about your graphic levels. I don't know.
What?
I don't remember that one.
I can't even understand my own handwriting. That's not a good sound. Are your fears confirmed? And slip it under the door.
The only one I have is my dog had a bum wing. Which I kind of like.
Triple event takes the vote for me.
My poor dog, Boomer.
Boomer had a bum wing.
He's hobbling around on 3 legs.
The only two I have now are
Get on the trash.
my dog had a bum wing or triple event.
Triple event was so good, I think most people missed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll circle it.
I love it. A triple event.
It's a triple event.
It's a triple event.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 509 for July 24th, 2017. Triple event.
Get off me, I'm busy.
Go into the breach.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, for watching both parts of the live stream this week. I swear to God, this computer's just dying. We'll see you all next week. Bye.